Welcome, you can take a seat anywhere, there's a free seat over there. It's 6:29, we might as well start early. Everyone's ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to call this meeting of Deer Park Toastmasters Club 6859 to order. I would like to call on Linda, our Sergeant at Arms tonight, to read our club mission statements. Go ahead, Linda.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The mission of it, I've got it in my head, I worked hard on all day. The mission of the Toastmasters is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning experience in which all members are empowered to develop their learning and speaking skills, resulting in very positive, I'm sorry, I haven't done that well, resulting in very positive self-development and personal growth.
Thank you, Linda. The slight changes to the agenda tonight. Kate, the original chair, was under the weather, so I'm filling in for Kate. Jason is the timer, a last minute change. Linda will be the wordsmith. She already has some words selected. We don't have a quiz leader. I'm not sure if anyone wants to do quiz leader. If you want to do quiz leader, raise your hand. Okay. Quiz leader, we don't have to do that tonight. That's actually an extra optional role. Okay. All the other roles I think are filled up. We have Shirag doing one speech, and we have Jason doing evaluator, which is excellent. Jason, by the way, is our current evaluation contest champion for the club, and he is actually going on to do a division contest on December 7th. So that's a big achievement. It is now my privilege to introduce the members of the head table. As I call your name, please stand and remain standing until all names are called. Table topics leader is myself. My name is Alan. Our Toastmaster is Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. Our general evaluator tonight is Shirag.
Hello, everyone.
And our meeting officials who perform very necessary roles for the meeting. Our Sergeant at Arms is Linda. Timer is Jason. Wordsmith is also Linda. And I'm also doing one of the special roles, a humorist, after the break. You may be seated. Thank you.
You can do the quiz leader.
Oh, you want to do quiz leader? Oh, okay. So quiz leader is also Sarah. So Sarah's doing quiz leader. Thank you. All right. So, so my name is Alan. I'm your chair for the evening. And the theme, our meeting theme tonight is Black Friday. So you might be wondering, what is Black Friday? It's actually, Black Friday is an American, it's not really a holiday, but it's a shopping holiday that takes place right after the US Thanksgiving, which is always on a Thursday. And then the Friday right after the Thanksgiving is part of their extended long weekend. And there's usually pre-Christmas sales that they call Black Friday. And I understand how Black Friday, the name came about, that is when companies go from being in the red financially to being in the black financially, because that's when they do most of their sales for the year. That's why I understand where the Black Friday comes from. I could be wrong, but that's what I heard through the rumor mill. And now Black Friday, because of all the media from the US, Canada's doing it. I think it's even like Mexico's doing it, and then Europe. I think some European countries have Black Friday sales, even though it doesn't originate from there. But the power of American media and Hollywood, I guess. That's my thoughts on the theme. But you know, it's mainly a shopping week. I don't know if any of you guys. It's a any other special significance of Black Friday, but if there is, you can share that. Maybe it's, at the end when you have provide some of the feedback to the meeting as guests. Guests, thank you for coming and welcome to our club. Just to let you know, there is no obligation to participate. If you can just observe if you want to, but you can participate in one of there's a section of the meeting called Table Topics, which is open to everyone. It's quite fun. It's an impromptu speaking exercise where you talk for up to like 1 minute on a random topic that's chosen by the Table Topics leader. So if you feel comfortable with that, you can participate in that part of the meeting, and it's a lot of fun. I find in the past, like a lot of guests really love that, and they participate in it's like a 99% participation rate in that activity. So let's introduce our word of the day. Please welcome our wordsmith, Linda, to introduce our word.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. I came up with the word emulous. And I realize it has to be an adjective, and it is emulous, imitative, desirous of rivaling. Because he is emulous of great orators, he constantly tries to give speeches.
Thank you. Thank you, Linda. I am emulous of you because whenever you do a speech, it's always full of humor and very animated. So I like to be emulous of Linda. Okay, so now for the.
I didn't bring any tape.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to have it out.
Yeah, just.
Force people to remember to use it, and I didn't bring any tape.
It's okay. Just go right here.
Okay,
Should be visible.
Okay, thanks.
So the purpose of having it here is so that when you're up here speaking, you can see that word emulous, and it reminds you to use that word as much as possible. And when that word is used throughout the evening, randomly through like a speaking exercise, then the etiquette is to kind of tap on the table with your knuckles to signal that it's being used, and then Linda will count that as the word being used. So the goal is to use the word at least, I guess, five times tonight or more. Yeah, that would be the target. So the target is use the word emulous. That's the purpose of the word of the day. So now the fun part of the evening is table topics. Now for guests, table topics is the impromptu speaking exercise of the night, and of course, guests, you guys are welcome to participate in that. I highly encourage you to do so. The timer will for guests, we're lenient. We don't actually time, but for the members, we would. It's typically 1 minute, and the timing would be at 30 seconds. Jason, the timer, will hold up the green card, and then at 45 seconds you hold up the yellow card, and at 1 minute we'll hold up the red card. And the purpose is to keep the speaking exercise within a time. So we have to wrap up by the time it gets to red and not go overtime, right? So tonight the themes of the table topics would be, it's actually based around our theme, Black Friday, and I have 12 topics, number 1 to 12, and when a volunteer comes up and decides to participate, they would choose a number between 1 and 12, and I would read what that question is, and the volunteer would speak for up to 1 minute on that topic, and you don't have much time to prepare, maybe a couple seconds, but so it's kind of like an impromptu speaking exercise. And then afterwards, there is you have voting forms at the bottom of the voting form. the last tear-off there is a best table topic speaker. You would vote for who you think was the best speaker of the night, and then the second, and then the most improved. And then at the end, we have, well, myself, I would like see the votes. Or you would pass that little slip of paper to me, I would tally it, and then whoever has the most votes becomes the best table topic speaker of the night. Okay, so it's so don't think of it as a really competition. I mean, it's, as Linda said, like her famous motto that sticks in my head is that at Toastmasters, you're not really competing against each other. You're really competing against your inner fear, yourself, and your fear of actually going ahead and public speaking. Because public speaking is actually one of the top 10 fears of 95% of the people in the world, apparently. It's one of the people are more afraid of public speaking than they are of ghosts or sharks, apparently. So be proud that you're here, because you're taking the first step. The first step is to actually be here and confront your fear, and then come up and speak in front of people you don't know. You've already taken the first step and confronted your fear of public speaking. So congratulations. Okay, so table topics. Anyone like to start? Linda, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, would you want between 1 to 12? Would you like to come up? Let's do it
Yes.
up here. Okay, number from 1 to 12.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to have Master Table Topics. I'd like to have number 5, please.
Number 5.
Yes.
Okay. And I didn't come up with these. I had ChatGPT, my friend, which is very useful. But that's a very useful tool for AI, right? What do you think about the commercialization of holidays like Black Friday?
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master and fellow Table Topics leader, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. I am unfortunately a little out of this kind of stuff. I remember when I was younger, I got into all this kind of stuff, but Black Friday is not something I really was aware of much at all. And so Black Friday is just before the holiday season starts, I understand. And that's really neat, but I didn't grow up, I never knew about Black Friday before. It's a good idea, I guess, but I've never rushed out to go and buy something before it goes on sale, when it's on sale, and so I don't know all about Black Friday. I'm pleased about it because I wonder what the heck it is. Keep saying Black Friday everywhere, and I don't know what the heck it is. So, thanks to Toastmasters, I have some idea. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Linda.
Hey.
So-
Toastmasters, come join us. Come join us.
Oops. Just grab an extra. We'll grab an extra chair for you. So Linda, best time to buy things that you were holding off for the entire year.
Yeah, but you're saying you're one that
Better than
goes-
Boxing Day. It's actually taken over from Boxing Day.
Oh,
Yes.
really? Taken over by, thank you.
All right. Any other, anyone else wants to try? Hi, sorry, I don't know your name. Philippe, okay, so thank you. Philippe? All right, pick a number 1 to 12, except 5. 5's already chosen.
7.
7. Lucky 7. Do you think Black Friday deals are worth the stress and hassle?
So first of all, hi everyone, my name is Philippe, guest here. You might have guessed already. Yeah, I'd say overall Black Friday deals aren't worth the stress and the overall cognitive load. I mean, these days we're just so distracted all the time. We're so, jumping from one thought to the next, and especially with, advertising over the place. Advertising is embedded in like all kinds of media. So like in like social media, you've probably noticed on YouTube, like our Instagram, it's like every second to third post is advertisement. And like, if you really want to have more of that, you know, when you walk into a store and immediately just bamboozled with all these, you know, deals, these numbers flashing in front of your eyes the whole time. And yeah, I'd say, and a lot of the time, the sales are invented, they're kind of not like real sales. They just, actually a lot of stores do this. They simply like change the price tags on the actual merchandise. And yeah, just overall, it adds a lot of stress. And you know, the general idea is to get you to want things that you didn't even know you wanted in the first place, so probably won't be very satisfying in the long run. So those things I'd say, no, it's not worth the stress.
Thank you, Katie. Very insightful. Thank you. Anyone next? Anyone else? Sorry, I forgot your name. Dominic. Dominic, thank you. So I couldn't see that far. Thank you, Dominic. 1 to 12, except for 5 and 7.
Number 12.
12. What is your strategy for navigating Black Friday crowds?
Well, Black Friday is a shopping event where everyone is rushing to the mall. And in my own view, the optimal strategy for me is to not go to the mall at all. My own strategy is to go online, like Amazon or any dedicated website that has their own Black Friday promotion. And I will use some of the tool online, like some of the extension on Chrome, to see whether that price discount is actually the best price offer for that particular item. And based on my past experience in let's say 2-3 years, it has worked out pretty well for me because I have managed to bought a lot of stuff for my personal house, for my wife, my dog, using this strategy. And I think this will be quite convenient for people in city like Toronto as well. So it's something for everyone to consider.
Very high-tech solution there. Anyone else want to give it a shot? Any of our members? Sarah?
Yeah, number 2.
Number 2, you want to come up here? Or?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Number 2, what's the craziest thing you've ever witnessed on Black Friday?
Okay. Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. The most crazy thing I've ever witnessed on Black Friday. I wouldn't say I witnessed it firsthand because I too, like Dominic, I want to choose the word of the day, but I forgot it. Emulously, I tend to stay home, but I feel like many of us have probably seen like rushes of people like stampeding over a store person. I think many of us have heard of like the casualties of Black Friday. So luckily I haven't seen that firsthand, and I don't think I plan to see it firsthand in the future. And hopefully we won't have those situations again. Thank you.
Sarah, do you remember which number that was?
That was 2.
Oh, number 2, thank you. All right. Anyone else? 2. All right, Jason.
Take number 1.
Number 1. All right. if you could create your own Black Friday tradition, what would it be?
Oh, my own Black Friday tradition. Thank you, Alan, for that question, and good evening, everybody. My name is Jason. If I could create my own Black Friday tradition, boy, the irony is, my idea is I wish I could maybe create a holiday where people can, instead of being greedy, be grateful. Maybe a holiday where you give thanks for what you have and appreciate the things that make you happy. And I feel like having that kind of holiday instead of Black Friday as we know it would be fantastic. And in fact, I kind of feel like we need more of these kind of holidays. Something maybe where we have a tradition of helping each other out, especially when the cold, hard winter is coming, which, as we know in Canada, is a uniquely cold and hard event. And I feel like something where you give thanks for what you have would be the perfect tradition to have instead of Black Friday. Uh, Ironically, Thanksgiving happens just before Black Friday, but it's not as talked about as much, I guess, or not as many sales, I don't know. But my thinking is, I don't actually think we need a Black Friday replacement, but the day before Black Friday is what we already have, and I feel like that's a missed opportunity every year. Thank you, Ellen, for the question.
I think we have at least two holidays that's supposed to be emulous of being thankful. Yes. All right. Okay. Anyone else? Shrag or anything?
Sure, let's go. Number 9, please, if that's available.
Number 9, yep. Share a memorable Black Friday shopping experience.
Thank you, Table Topics leader, fellow members, and welcome guests. Black Friday for me is a relatively new phenomenon. I moved to this country not so long ago, so we're getting the hang of it. But in terms of the overall schematic of things, when I try to understand what it means, the videos that I saw online of people trying to rush through the gate looked more scary than the deal that was on the other side of the table. For a good reason, now I'm thankful to Amazon and other websites which helped me beat that. And the best part of it is the convenience that I have in terms of the number of days that it is usually spread out. It just makes me easy if I want to wait for a better deal from the comfort of my home. So I guess that's just me. Thank you.
Another technological solution there, which is good. Anyone else would like to try? Okay, if not, maybe actually I'm gonna cheat and do one for myself just for practice. So maybe if you want to take that. I don't actually know some of those questions because I didn't actually create them. So number 3, has it been chosen?
No, number 3
Okay.
is available.
Okay.
If you were a Black Friday shopper, what would be your superpower?
So what's that word?
If you were a Black Friday shopper,
Yeah.
what would be your superpower? If there's one superpower that you like to have, maybe.
Okay. Thank you, Table Topics leader, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. If I had a superpower for a Black Friday, it would be clairvoyance, to be able to predict what sales there are and what deals there are without actually having to search for them. So it just pop into my mind like as though it's being fed by some outside source. I know it sounds like science fiction or something, but again, it's a superpower. And so I wouldn't have to spend the time looking through flyers and catalogs or going through the internet looking for a sale. So I'd be able to find the best deal in within a 50-kilometer radius, for example. That would be my superpower. Well, I guess a secondary superpower would be able to, when I have to go buy something, it's automatic, somehow the product is automatically available and there's no lineup. So maybe some kind of power of repulsion of pushing crowds away, I'm not sure. I know it sounds kind of nerdy, but anyway, Marvel DC fan here, but anyway. Okay, thank you. All right. Last chance, if anyone wants to participate, just let me know. Anyway, what last one? Okay, so I will close the table topics. So take the last portion of the ballots and vote for the best table topics. If you're not sure of the names, you can describe based on the maybe the color of their shirt, for example, or well, that wouldn't work for they have the same color shirt, right? But he has the name tag, I know, right? My name's Alan, Shrag, that's Sarah, it's Jason, so everyone else, and Linda, everyone else has name tags. I think Simone's coming through there. You can come in, you don't have to hide. Hello. I'll just grab an extra chair. You just missed the table topics, unfortunately. Unless you want to do one right now, it's still a chance.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Okay, so the table topics is Black Friday theme, and pick a number 1 to 12, except for 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 12. Okay, so 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 are available.
4.
Okay, 4, and the word of the day is emulous. Emulous, which means to try to emulate someone because you like that person or that thing, whatever. Yeah, to be emulous. Okay, so number 4. The question would be, what would your Black Friday alter ego be named?
Thank you, fellow table topics master, warm welcome to guests. My alter ego would be Spendy Susan, because she would go out there at 12:01 sharp, lining up in the stores to get her the goods. The TV, I'm talking car tires. You know, all the good things that we all want in life. And I would like to have a credit card that can afford all this. Prepaid credit card. Thank you.
Unlimited credit card. So if you want to vote for Simone, that's Simone there. Okay, so I'll close the table topics. The next part is announcements and rosters. Okay, so that's also me. So announcements and rosters. So 2 weeks ago, we actually hosted a Area 42 contest in here. Area 42 consists of about 5 clubs in the area, 5 Toastmaster clubs, and we actually had a evaluation contest and table topics contest. We had 2 contestants in there. One of the contestants was Jason, and he was Jason from our club, and he was in both the table topics and the evaluation contest. And we had another member from like the Ontario Public Service Speakers Club, Vivian Zhao, and she was a guest to the club. We were hosting it, and we actually had 2 contestants, and we had 5 judges. We had like 2 ballot counters and 2 timers. So basically, a contest is basically, I guess you can describe it as a competition, but again, it's really a practice for yourself and just seeing where you are in relation to the other speakers. And it's usually the contest is that the skill level is people take it more seriously. The skill level is more elevated because people practice for it and they rehearse. So it's actually very educational for all Toastmasters and non-Toastmasters alike. So that happened 2 weeks ago. And the good news is both Jason and Vivian have advanced to the next round. They are going to the Division D contest, which is taking place on December 7th, Saturday, December 7th, 3 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. I believe this is in person because I think all the contests now at the area and division are in person or hybrid, so they can't be just a year or two ago. They were like some of the contests were virtual only, but now it's they're actually at minimum they must be hybrid, which means that it's in person and it's Zoom at the same time. So some people calling in from remote and participating, but the main contest is actually in person in a physical location. Okay, so that's December 7th. The other announcements is that our next in-person meetings is December 12th in this room and December 19th in this room. There's 2 in-person meetings in December, and that's our typical average, 2 in-person meetings. We have December 19th is right before the holidays, and there will be a holiday-themed meeting. We're going to have members bring in snacks and refreshments. We'll probably have like a ugly sweater kind of attire, that kind of stuff. So whatever, if you have like something that screams of like holidays, like massive reindeer or something like here, a big Christmas tree, we have to wear that, right? So that's the only time of the year you get to wear that and not be laughed at, right? So that's our, we'll probably plan to try to get a guest speaker in as well. The guest speaker is usually a speaker from outside the club. They're usually almost like professional level speakers. They like to tour different clubs. They're also Toastmasters, but they like to tour different clubs and get feedback from people they don't know, and that's another way they build their skill level. They're typically like advanced Toastmasters, so that'll be a treat to behold. Anyway.
Alan, can you go through that?
Yeah.
December 12th is here and the 19th is
Also here.
here too.
Yeah, we don't have any Zoom meetings. It's just gonna be back-to-back in person.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Let me
Yep.
make sure.
All right. Any announcements from VP membership or?
Nothing
Okay.
right now. Perfect.
VPPR, anything to announce? Okay, so the next order of the agenda, we will have our Toastmaster. So our Toastmaster is what the Toastmaster does. I know it's kind of strange that this is a Toastmaster club and you have a role called a Toastmaster, but the Toastmaster is actually the role that starts the formal speaking portion of the meeting. And they started off with a 2-minute mini speech based on the theme, which is Black Friday today. And it's like a mini speech basically. And then after they do that mini speech, they introduce the formal speaker. There is one speaker today. It will be Chirag. So the Toastmaster will describe the timing of Chirag's speech, as well as the project or the title of the speech, which is My Wedding Feast, correct? Okay. All right, so without further ado, I'd like to welcome Sarah, our Toastmaster tonight. Sorry, the timing is 2 minutes.
Yep.
So, yeah, at red.
Okay, so today's theme is Black Friday. All right. So to me, there's nothing scarier than mobs. There are a few things scarier than mobs, like when people are kind of foaming at the mouth a little, and their like primal instincts are going. Things can get ugly, and that happens in mobs of people. To me, Black Friday is just that, and it's people forgetting themselves, kind of getting lost in like an animal instinct for more affordable things. And and sometimes, you know, for like whatever, status, group belonging, whatever they think they're buying. But it also causes injury and death sometimes, just for the sake of buying something. As the as Will Smith said, they do it with money they don't have to buy things they don't need to impress people they don't like. So interestingly, the history of Black Friday has come from a couple of economic recessions. In 1869, there was a crash in the gold market because of some greedy financiers. And then in the 1950s, well, this isn't an economic issue, but the name of Black Friday began because in Philadelphia, the police were calling this day Friday after Thanksgiving, and after this big Army-Navy football game that was held on Saturday every year. So before that, that oncoming time was called Black Friday because of all the tourists and shoppers coming into the city. And now we know Black Friday is the big day of sales before Christmas shopping starts. So, yeah, so a frenzy day of like market issues to a frenzied day of sales. What can we learn from Black Friday? I asked myself. So we remember to learn about all the crazy things that make up humans, our animal instincts, our desire to afford things we like, or even our desire for abundance in our lives, and our need sometimes to modulate between the two. So this is a toast to Black Friday, if you want to raise your imaginary glass, because it's an opportunity to learn about what makes humans tick and to learn to balance ourselves while enjoying our lives. So to the lessons of Black Friday. Black Friday! All right, thank you. Okay, now I'm going to introduce Chirag's speech, which is called
My Wedding Feast.
My Wedding Feast. Okay, cool.
And
Thank you.
what's the timing for the 5 to 7 minutes?
5 to 7 minutes, yes.
Okay, so 5 minutes green, 6 minutes yellow, and the red is 7. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you to Ms. Toastmaster, Chair, fellow members, and most welcome guests. Over the last couple of weeks, we've had Thanksgiving, we had this opportunity to visit a lot of our friends for feasts. And one thing that popped up in my head was, what was the most memorable feast that I attended? One specifically came to my mind in February 2015. My father hosted one. I remember this one vividly because I went in as a bachelor and returned home a married man. I'm talking about my wedding feast. Now, in India, the wedding ceremony is considered a union of the two families and not just the man and bride. Naturally, my family was involved, and soon the guest list swelled to 500 people. Now, with all of these happening, I realized one thing: we're going to spend a lot of money on just entertaining people. So I called up my wife and I said, if she prefers a registered wedding, it would save us a lot of money, and we could use that money probably to have a lavish honeymoon, or maybe use it for a down payment of a house. She listened to me patiently, and she said that her father had given her the same option. My respect for my father-in-law grew manyfold that day. Her answer? No, she wants a fancy wedding. I hope my dear daughters make the right choice when it's their time. But one important thing that is around the ceremony is the food, right? Because whether or not the wedding is great or not really depends on the food. And in all of this, the whole idea is that if the food sucks, the wedding sucks. Nobody will remember the colorful decorations, the music that was playing, or the fact that the bride would have spent a number of hours getting ready to look her best. If the food sucks, the wedding sucks. You might think that when the guests bless the newlyweds, the benevolence comes from the bottom of a good heart. I think it comes from the bottom of a stomach filled with good food. So, in terms of getting the venue right, we actually shortlisted a venue which had one of the best cuisines available to us. When we found such a venue, what we did was we repeated multiple of our family events in the same place. I had my engagement ceremony, my wedding ceremony, my sister's wedding, my brother's engagement, all in the same venue. The only thing that we did was change what was on the menu just to keep it interesting so that the guests could try new food and be happy about it. Now, the whole idea was that they would have some good dishes that we would try and keep on trying. On my wedding day, the funny thing that happened was one of my friends, he walked up to me after the ceremony and he told me he was disappointed in me. I looked to my right and saw my bride. She was the same woman I wanted to marry, so I was relieved. Still curious, I asked him, what did he mean? It looks like when he attended my engagement ceremony, there was this dish that he had tried and he wanted to enjoy that same dish during my wedding. The name of the dish? Dry fruit mastani. It's an ice cream with a lot of dry fruits in it, so he really loved it. Can you repeat that name after with me? Dry fruit mastani.
Dry fruit
Is that dry fruit? Dry fruit.
Dry fruit mastani.
Oh.
Dry fruit.
So I was just wondering why so much fuss about the food, but then I realized that the whole idea of having this feast, having so many people, is to have a good time. And that could mean different things for a lot of different people. We would gather our friends, we would have some fun. And I have a couple of friends which have very weird notions of having a good time. I have a friend who doesn't think he's had a good time until he realizes the next morning that he's broken up his glasses. Or I have another friend whose idea of a good time is when he's blacked out and doesn't remember how it ended. I guess my wife was trying to get something similar during the wedding, but it was unique in the sense that I'll remember it forever. As far as the feast was concerned, I frankly don't know after 10 years what was on the menu that day. The only thing that I do remember is what was not on the menu, and that item happens to be dry fruit mastani. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Back to you.
Thank you, Shirag. Timer, what was the timing on that?
5 minutes.
5 minutes exactly, which is right in the middle. Oh, what? Right at the start. 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, it felt longer than that, but anyway. On your ballot sheet, the top, it says first speaker. There is a little small section to write some comments for our speaker tonight. So if you have the opportunity to say what you like about his speech or what you think could improve upon the speech. So you can write that in there and then tear it off. I know these papers are, although it has a perforation printed on there, it's not actually perforated, so you have to fold it a couple of times and then you just rip it. If you haven't filled out the bottom of the ballot with the best table topic speaker, please do so, fill that out, and then we have a little 5-minute break soon. Well, actually, we have that break. I think we have the break now. So fill it out and you return it to me. I'll do the tally who's for the best table topics of the night. Okay. So we will have, let's say, a 6-minute break. We can reconvene at 7:20, and then we restart the meeting. So you can take opportunity to have a bathroom break or stretch. We'll walk around a bit. There's a bathroom key there on this floor. I think the men's is on
Third floor.
the 3rd floor, yeah. So women's is on this floor. Yeah. So we reconvene at 7:20. Conversation. So Welcome back from the break. Now for the humorous part of the meeting. I'm also the humorist tonight, taking multiple roles. Can you believe there's actually humor around Black Friday? There is. So I actually enjoy Black Friday. It's the one day that I know exactly where all the nut jobs and crazy people are and how to avoid them. What do you guys know that movie, The Hunger Games?
Yeah.
What do you call the Hunger Games in the US of A?
Oh, wow.
Yes, yes.
How do you know?
This one's a little bit morbid. I was too lazy to go out shopping today, so to make it feel like Black Friday, I went ahead and punched a few family members and friends. All right. What is the day after Black Friday called? Broke Saturday.
Uh-huh.
All right. This one's good for anyone that pays bills. I'm sure almost everyone pays bills. Black Friday should be for bills too. I want to get 30% off of my electricity bill if I have to pay it on Black Friday. All right. All right. How about one more? I don't know what the big deal is about Black Friday because I black out every Friday. All right. Okay, so now I call upon, Shirag is our general evaluator tonight. The general evaluator leads the evaluation portion of the meeting and introduces the speech evaluation team members. Our GE tonight is Shirag, doing multiple roles. Please welcome Shirag.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you. So the role of the evaluation portion of the meeting is twofold. One is that it provides a structured way for people to provide a feedback. So the evaluator, I did a speech, so there can be someone who can evaluate my speech, give me a feedback on things that I did well, on things that I can improve upon. The flip side of the evaluation or being an evaluator is about trying to listen, trying to synthesize that information and be able to present it in a short form of time. Because the speech that I presented, I had time to prepare. But when you're an evaluator, you listen to something and you have very short time in which you need to be able to present what you observe, including the good and the bad, right? So that's the whole idea about having an evaluation portion of the meeting. It helps us understand how well we did as a club, as a person, as a speaker, and it also helps us prepare in giving feedback. So for today, since we just had one speech that was by me, I would now like to call upon Jason, who is my evaluator today. And the timing for the evaluation is 3 minutes. So I'll be.
Yeah, do you mind? I actually, to warm up for my evaluation contest next
No, that would
week.
be great. So the timing for the evaluation is usually 3 minutes. The idea for me as a timer would be to show him a green card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, 2 minutes 45 for amber, and 3 minutes for red, so that he gets an indication of how he's timing it. Over to you, Jason.
Thank you, Shrek. And thank you, Shrek, for that amazing speech. Good evening, everyone, again. My name is Jason. I'll tell you what I saw and what I heard, Shrek, to your point on how the evaluator can only really paraphrase or condense what they saw. And so basically, I loved your speech. I loved the way you present. I thought that the way you started it, the sort of speech premise, the best feast, I immediately perked up because I'm at this stage in my life where middle-aged, I've seen a lot of things, not everything, but I've seen enough, and it's hard enough to experience a new, fun thing outside of food. Food, however, is an endless source of new and amazing wonderment. For me, this is my take. So hearing the speech about the best feast, I was 100% yours. I was glued to your every word, and you didn't disappoint. I thought the way you present yourself, and you yourself as a presenter, I find you do have a unique sort of style about yourself. I had some, what I was going to describe as constructive feedback, where I saw you a lot, and this is something I noticed you do a lot, Shreg, which is you stand, you're very anchored, you're very firm, and you had your arms crossed, and you were kind of together. And one of my feedback points were, maybe loosen up. But at the same time, you're also, that's just kind of your style. You kind of, it's not, not Jeff Goldblum, but you kind of have some sort of, you're not at all like Jeff Goldblum, but you do have that sort of like, you have your own very distinct style that I think you do a very good job at capitalizing on. So while I feel like perhaps you could loosen up a little bit while you're up here, at the same time, you're like kind of naturally, like it's just kind of your style and it works. You make it work, which I thought was really fascinating. And I thought that it was great because it just played together with the way you delivered the speech. The best feast, 500 people. And then the food, let me check my notes here, dry fruit muesli? Sorry, I totally butchered that.
Mastani, dry fruit Mastani.
Mastani, sorry, that's my handwriting, not anything else. But I loved how you kind of brought that in. And again, it was like, oh, what's this strange food I've never heard of? Dried fruit and ice cream, fascinating. That sounds crunchy. And before I had my mind went off to kind of chase that thought, you kind of moved on and you brought up your friend who said he was disappointed. And again, I was like, at a wedding with 500 people, you had a friend say that? And again, I was curious, and he had this really great way of dropping little anchors to, draw me into the next sort of segment of your speech. And I really loved the way that you looped everything together and how that came out. The only other thing I would describe as something to work on perhaps is maybe elaborate more on this great feast. I think you set it up so brilliantly. 500 people, a union not just between man and husband, but between families and extended families. And I wanted to hear statistics like how many kilograms of fudge were consumed, how much alcohol was done, how many police visits were required for this whole festival, how many days did it go on? Tell me about how many dishwashers were employed for this event. I wanted to know the extent and the scope and this great feast that I could picture people marching out with giant platters of dead animals that look delicious and all these things. And I think he did a great job of setting it up. It would have been cool just to go into a little bit more, of how that sort of culinary adventure unwound. But overall, Shreg, fantastic speech. And again, you really do have your own style that is, maybe you're still working out, but at the same time, like, very masterfully done. Like you're very comfortable with yourself, and it shows when you come up on stage. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Okay, so the timing for that was 4 minutes and 2 seconds. So, yeah.
So just be cognizant that
Was that disqualification time?
that would be, so that's why it's good as a warm-up. So just keep that in mind for the actual contest, that once you see the yellow try to start wrapping up, and then when you see the red, for sure that's when you should wrap up right afterwards, because it's easy to forget how fast 30 seconds goes by. So guess the timing usually for evaluation contests is they want a maximum of 3 minutes, but they allow you to go 30 seconds overtime. And if you go 30 seconds overtime, it's considered a disqualification. They'll say there's a disqualification, but for etiquette, they don't actually say who got disqualified to save people embarrassment. But you try to, that's something. It would be a shame when you do an amazing evaluation like that and then you get disqualified because of a time thing. So that's something that we have to be cognizant of, and let's be emulous of the of the advanced speakers who somehow managed to talk within their times. Okay. So that closes out the valuation portion. The GE will be coming back in a bit, but first I'd like to hear about the wordsmith report. Wordsmith, Linda, how many times was emulous used?
Yeah, well, I think maybe we might have hit 5.
Okay.
I'm not positive, but it's a
I
good.
think we forgot to wrap a few times, but anyway,
Yeah,
yeah.
we did forgot to wrap a few
Yeah.
times, I guess we did, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think you're right, at least 5 or 6 times, which is pretty good for a word like that, which I have never heard of before today.
Well, it was the
Yeah.
first one you gave me, almost, that's why I thought, well, why don't I use this one?
All right, now our quiz leader who stepped in the last second, Sarah, to test our listening skills.
Thank you. Okay, cool. All right, so this is the quiz. Okay, the first question. Should I explain what the people get it? I think it's self. Okay, cool. So the first question. So from Alan's explanation about Black Friday, when it comes to the financial market, what color do we not want to be in?
Red.
Nice. You already know because you're a finance guy. Okay. Okay, next question. What did Philip say about the authenticity of Black Friday sales?
He doesn't think it's authentic.
Nice. That's right. They just changed the number. Cool. What is Dominique's strategy to avoid crowds on Black Friday?
He just doesn't shop that day, does he?
And what does he do instead?
I think he has a Chrome extension that he
Yes.
uses to get the best
High-tech
deal. Yeah.
solution.
Yeah, online.
Yeah, he does it online.
Doesn't go to the stores.
Exactly. Shopping
That's
online.
worth emulating.
Emulating, yeah.
Very good. Okay, the next question is, what tradition does Jason wish we could do instead of Black Friday? Or what could we practice more?
Gratitude.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, what was the Toastmasters area? Oh, sorry. When was our area contest, our Toastmasters area contest? When did that happen?
Is this December 19th or 19th?
No, the area contest that happened already.
Happened already, sorry.
When was it?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. When is the next in-person meeting? Nice. Okay. What was consistent among Chirag? This is harder. In Chirag's speech, what was the consistent thing between Chirag and his siblings? Like, what did they all have for their wedding that was the same?
Food.
Yeah.
No.
Same room, same venue.
Yes, yeah, that's right. And well, we kind of reviewed this a few seconds ago, but what was the name of the dessert missing at Chirag's wedding? Can anyone remember or say it?
Dried fruit masala.
Mastali.
Masali.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you for those questions that really got our noodle going, Sarah. Thank you, our quiz leader. Now I invite our GE back to evaluate the meeting as a whole.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, everyone. So the goal of this section is to evaluate the meeting. I had this opportunity to be early today, and I was happy that we had tables set up, we had the setup ready, we had guests coming in before time, and we got the meeting started on time, so that was something great. Alan, in his introduction, gave us a background on Black Friday. It was interesting to know the financial version of it. I've been in banking almost all my life, so there's always this interest of any financial insight that can come up with all of this. Uh, we had everything ready, but with the guests coming in now, I wish we had more tables. So that's one area of improvement. We could have seated ourselves in a way that it would have been easier for guests who come in a bit later to be able to sit and make the most of the meeting. In terms of guest participation, I really like that Philippe and Dominic took that opportunity to participate in the table topics, and table topics in itself was great, with Alan coming up with questions which were relevant to the theme of the meeting, and it brings out some of the interesting viewpoints within the overall team that has accumulated here, right? We had a lot of for Black Friday, against Black Friday kind of views coming out, which kind of made me feel better, because I resonate some of those feelings about not wanting to get into that Black Friday madness. And Alan brought out this during the humorist portion of it, where it's Black Friday and Broke Saturday. I personally felt that for me, it would have been Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and blank Saturday. My account is blank. I have no more energy left of what's going on, and I would appreciate that happy weekend. The only problem is, my wife just told me today that there's something called a Cyber Monday. And to that extent, it makes sense, because after exhausting weekend, the only thing that you'll probably do is crawl up to your bedroom and work on your computer, nothing else. No going out, nothing else. So I guess that's when you go from broke to more broke. So the toast was interesting. It was again on Black Friday, informative, bit of history in there. So it kind of gives us a lot of these things to talk about, alternative histories of what brought about Black Friday, and it made it even more fascinating to hear these alternate stories and multiple sources. I did the speech, so I'm not going to comment on that. I'm thankful for the feedback that I've received. With Jason personally, the good part was the feedback was objective. I really liked it. More so because it was specifically for me. And while he went over time, for people who would have noticed, I was a bit stingy about showing the markers to him. So I don't really blame him if he went overboard, because the good part was I wanted to listen more about things that went well and can be improved. And I think out of that selfish act, the good thing that happened to me was the areas of improvement came after the 3-minute time limit. So had you stuck onto that, I wouldn't have known what more I could do. So good and bad, right? So thank you for that, Jason. And overall, I hope we can get an opportunity to work on better arrangement of seating, and to be able to have more speeches, hopefully, next time. So thank you.
Thank you for that evaluation. Do you have a chance to time that, or no? Not really, right? That's fine. But that was around 5 minutes, so anyway, that was good. The just an interesting tidbit. We usually open the meeting with this day in history. That was something one of our executives had suggested. I forgot about it, but today, November 28th, is actually, there was something interesting that happened in history. You probably don't remember 1520, the year 1520, nobody was around then. But if you guys are history nuts, there was a Portuguese explorer who named Ferdinand Magellan. He reached the Pacific Ocean. From the starting point was, I think, Lisbon, Portugal, but somehow he reached the Pacific Ocean. He must have gone around either Africa or gone around like South America. But November 28th, he reached the Pacific Ocean in the year 1520. So interesting tidbit. You never thought that November 28th is that important. William Shakespeare in 1582 Mary's Anne Hathaway. I don't know if anyone's a Shakespeare fan of.
And happy.
I know I thought she was an actress, but maybe she's but maybe that's I'm pretty sure that's another Anne Hathaway, but not the same one. Okay, the other stuff is not that interesting. So, but anyway, so presentation of awards. So tonight the let's take a snap a picture. Sorry. The tonight the person that got the most votes for best table topics, and this is the first time it hasn't been a guest in a long time. So sorry, guest, you didn't win, but there was a lot of votes for guests. But tonight's winner is Jason. So maybe this is an omen for the contest, right? So it's hopefully with the contest you'll be holding like the actual certificate saying first place, right? So, all right.
Thank you, Ruben.
All right. Thanks. Okay, so this is the portion of the meeting. I apologize, I didn't get to introduce the guests at the beginning. My bad. I missed that part. But this is your chance to say who you are, what your name is, why you're here, how you found us. Did we meet your expectation tonight? Did we completely disappoint you? Hopefully not the latter. But anyway, but be honest. How about does anyone want to, we want to start over here? Would you like to tell us your name and how you found us, why you're here?
My name is Carolyn. I found you through the recommendation of a friend and then Googling Toastmasters locations close to me. That's how I got here. And what I'm hoping to gain from this, and emulous of all of you, how well you speak. And I'm hoping to see that progress in myself over time. This is my second meeting. I had my first one a couple of weeks ago when it was your contest.
Oh,
So this
okay.
one's a bit different, and I guess this is what I can expect more on a regular basis.
I thought you were one of the judges. That's what I was afraid to talk to you.
Glad to be here.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn. And
So hi, my name is Rumana, and I found Toastmasters through Googling public speaking events and activities and things like that. And I didn't really have any expectations. I wasn't really sure what to expect. And this is my first time. And yeah, I just wanted to improve public speaking. I'm usually just very introverted, so just wanted to get out there.
Hello, I'm Chloe, and I found this club through social media. Someone talked that the best way to practice your speaking is this club. And it happens that when I come here, I realize I lack of these skills, and I am an introvert as well. I get nervous at any occasion. So I just feel like this club may be suitable for me. So I went on the internet to search. So I find this place, it's just near my house. Okay, let me just take the college to come.
excellent. Encouraging the first step. That's excellent.
You live close by? You live close by? Yeah. And you live close by too?
No, not really. I mean, it's relative, but not really.
You can get here.
Yeah, it's fine.
And Dominic?
Yeah, my name is Dominic. This is my first time attending a Toastmaster event, and how I found this event today was quite random because I was bored in my office and I was just trying to find something that can help my public speaking skill, and I initially find the event on Eventbrite for the subsequent week, And then I realized that it's happening every Thursday, and I tried my luck on the Meetup app, and luckily there was one slot left open. So I decided to just go ahead at that moment to register and attend this meeting. And today definitely learned a lot, meet a lot of new people, see their level up there that I can hope can achieve some days.
I said you browsed the internet during work and like found something that's useful. That's good. You're not looking at like Black Friday deals or something. And sorry, I don't hear your name.
So my name is Kamisha. Hi
Kamisha.
everyone. I found out about Toastmasters through Eventbrite. I was just looking for like public speaking and anything around like any events about that. Because I am a student and I do presentations, so that's something that I really wanted to work on. And I really didn't know what to expect coming here, but it was a very like insightful and nice experience.
Thank you, Kamisha.
Everyone, again, my name is Philippe. Read about this branch for the Toastmasters International website, and not many other branches featured a video, so I guess that's the reason more put it that way, and very emulous of the production value. Charming way to persuade people to come here to this club, and yes, I'm having a good time. Well, I'm not that nervous in public speaking. I've done a lot through work and school and so forth, but with all the technical people, I have an engineering degree, I somewhat wouldn't intend to just be monotonous and kind of go on and on about the details of what I'm talking about. So I'm get better at expressing myself and get more animated and friendly way. So that's what I'm here.
You're an engineer by training?
Yeah.
Same here. And engineers are known, like the stereotype is they're not good communicators, right? But I think we bucked that trend, I think. And sorry.
Hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I found Toastmasters, I think many years ago. I heard of Toastmasters, maybe from a TED Talk or something. And over the years, I've constantly had it up in my mind, I should work on my communication skills. And so this year, I decided I was actually going to do that. So I found you guys, and this is my first meeting. It was a good experience, so thank you for everyone for being so welcoming. And yeah, I'm here hopefully to learn how to communicate a little bit more succinctly and clearly and confidently when I public speak.
You're in the right place. And this gentleman here.
Hi, my name is Toby. This is my second Toastmasters meeting. I was here last week, 2 weeks ago, yeah, so the first time. So it was really fun, so I said, I can try doing this again the next time. It was really actually on my to-do list for this year to join Toastmasters in January, so it's November, so I try to catch up for the year over. But I'm trying to improve my public speaking because I've just noticed that I tend to climb up on stage. When I have to write, I write well, but when I have to speak in front of people, I tend to just get shy and just freeze. So that's something I'm trying to improve for the next one.
That makes you feel a little better. I think everyone kind of gets nervous, but just
No, some are natural. I have someone at work that just feels like a natural. Like, how do you feel?
Tell yourself that they're just still nervous. Even performers who've done this for years. That's what they feel. So I feel better about it.
It comes with practice. I was like very nervous too, but you learn to control it over time, right? Hi.
Hi, I'm Lucy.
Lucy.
So this is my first time Toastmasters, but a friend of mine had done Toastmasters maybe about 10 years ago. So I've heard about it. So I was just curious. I think communication is such a key skill, and I think everyone can improve their skill, their communication skill. So I was curious. I'm impressed with just how structured these meetings are. And I think that's really great. It just helps, I think, just get a sense of things. People just don't ramble, like there's actually order in it. That works for me. So yeah, I'm really happy to be here. Thank you.
family.
So hi, I'm Annabelle. I'm sorry I arrived late. I was at another event. So I'm going to not emulate or repeat what Sandy said, but
Emulous.
for the same reason also as Lucy. This is my very first Toastmasters. Also, I've heard about it for years, and I always thought I'd get to doing it, and then finally got around to coming tonight. I was actually going to go home. I've had a few really, really difficult days, but I was like, you know what? An opportunity is an opportunity. Just go for it, even if you're really tired and you just want to crawl into bed. There are two main reasons why I am here. Although I tend to be a huge extrovert, strange enough, when I was a student, I was super nervous. I realized I felt like there was so much expectations that actually made me more nervous than I ever was in my past life. I used to be really good in improv. And then, so the two issues that I have, first of all, is in my work, I'm probably going to be having to do a lot more public speaking. I'm publishing a book. I'm going to be asked to do interviews, and I'm super nervous about that. I tend to talk way too much, so it's about being succinct and getting my idea through in the most convincing way in record time. That's really what I want to focus on. Also be a better filter of information. I tend to just sometimes speak my mind. I'm actually not Canadian, so it's difficult for me to follow the Canadian culture sometimes, where I just would rather be blunt and say how I feel about certain things. If it bothers me, I will say it. So I know it doesn't fit with everyone, but I have to learn to be a bit more careful with that. But yeah. And something very important. So, what I thought about at this meeting, also, like Lucy, I found it very structured. I really like the fact that we actually laugh a lot. I don't get to laugh a lot these days, so it's really nice to find humor in this exercise, because although it can be a little bit nerve-wracking for some of us, it puts that edge off. So I think that's really great. Sorry for talking too much.
Are you American?
No, I'm French.
Oh, okay.
French people talk their own.
I don't hear you.
I was in a bilingual school, so I learned English when I was like 4.
Okay. Welcome.
Yeah.
Okay. Or bienvenue.
Bienvenue.
Yeah. Okay. So we can close the meeting tonight without further ado. We're actually about 4 minutes early. We follow us on we have a website, deerparktoastmasters.org, so you can check our schedule there. We also have Instagram.
Thank you.
Just search for Deer Park Toastmasters on Instagram, and search for Deer Park Toastmasters on Facebook. We have a Facebook page as well. So, and you guys are welcome to come back on December the 12th for our next in-person meeting. Thank you. And please return your guest forms to Chirag, please. Thank you.
So just take a moment, fill up the forms if you haven't already, and if you have any questions, Alan and I will be here for a couple of minutes in case you have any questions for us. Oh, it's okay. Perfect. If you already have it, then we're good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sandy.